do a particular salams stream on this particular channel. This is a channel where I get to basically unravel things a bit further, and I've created this channel so we can basically look at things from a closer eye. And the reason why I've done this is because reality is that there is no real free speech. The powers that be in general say there's free speech and that we should be tolerant of people's views. But if you air it, guess what? You are not going to be accepted by the masses. You will not be accepted. In fact, you will be regarded as a heretic as such. Well, I'm not talking from a Christian perspective. Obviously, I am Muslim. But I was just basically giving you an example. And what people try to do then is look for arguments and try to conflate your points to match a particular narrative. Now, in the first interview with the forbidden word, should I say, which is Top G and Piers Morgan, what I noticed was he was trying to push this huge narrative that he's a misogynist. He supports Afghanistan in regards to people trying to make them not have education, and that he is supportive of that regime and their ideology, and that is what Islam is in a way, because he is converted. Actually, he didn't convert to Islam at that particular point. I'm not sure exactly, but he was looking into it. So what happened is he was pushed in that direction as a misogynist, and that this mindset of basically oppressing women is something that this is what he is pushing forward. And that is not actually what he was stating at all. If you actually look at his videos, and I mean in full, if you actually view them, like the actual, like a 30-minute video of his talks, he's not actually stating that. No, hey, I'm not justifying his behavior or anything like that, because there are points where it's clearly misogynistic. I am not going to, I'm a human being. I clearly can see lots of things that he's done, which I don't want to talk about because we're not supposed to disparage brothers and sisters out there. That it was misogynistic, and I don't agree with it. And I've clearly stated that. But guess what? What I've noticed recently is this narrative that he is guilty before he's even been proven to be guilty. So the fact that he's got arrested and he's been in jail for such a long time, that for me is not normal. Clearly it is not normal. But honestly, and this is, I'm just being honest, and this is a reason why I don't want to share my video, my face, simply because at certain work environments, they are pushing the narrative that you cannot speak on Top G. Yeah, you cannot speak about him. And anything that he said is actually going against what the liberal framework is, or the way the society is, and it should be cut down completely, maybe even forwarded to prevent, just say, that's just an example. And there are courses being taught which are in private at work. I cannot say because I've seen this, hence why I am basically openly saying this like this. That they pushed the narrative where they got his clips, certain clips where he's kind of been misogynistic in a way. And it kind of pushes the narrative of oppression as such. They're basically cutting off clips, basically just getting clips out of context and putting together, stitching them up and sharing it. And then they're saying that if people have this type of view, then you need to stop it, report it, and it needs to be confronted. Now, I'll be honest, this doesn't sound like a scenario where there is free will in society, where there is freedom of speech. Not to mention, he has been in jail, and I'm without a trial, and there has been no evidences against him. I'm not pro or against Top G or anything like that. It's not like I get anything out of this. What I will say though, he needs to be proven guilty before he's completely vilified. And he did talk about certain things in regards to Romania and stuff like that. So they use that narrative in regards to him. I find it a very... This is how the masses usually work towards a particular narrative. Like dehumanizing certain people, certain environments. You basically get bits of evidence corroborated together, push the narrative towards it, and then, hey presto, there we go. And this is exactly what happened to him. I do feel he's still in jail. What is this craziness? When's the trial? They don't have evidences against him. The girls that they were basically trying to say that he's a bad guy, they have been in the media to have been speaking to Netflix to create a documentary and try to make their name out of this. That's what their intention is. Now, am I going to say that Andrew Tate is an innocent human being and he's completely innocent? And I can't say. I'm not here to say that. But what I will say is a person should get due. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? That's what I'm saying. And in workplace, it's being taught that, wait a minute, we are tolerant about everything. But they're not. They're not. They're clearly not. And they're pushing this like we are tolerant, but that's only if you are tolerant with us for what we believe. So you're not really tolerant, are you? And I think this needs to be looked at a lot more further. I think the way society is going, it's not going good. And especially when it comes to freedom of speech. So, what happens then? What has always been happening? A group of people are dehumanized for years and years, just like the Muslims were since 9/11. The narrative, they just get evidences here and there, made up stories, etc., etc., pushed into the face of the masses. And then what would happen is they'd be classed as the bad guys. And that's what's been happening, and that's where the new part is happening now. And it will continue. Because things aren't going to change. The quickness of everybody in regards to stopping this narrative to be spread is hilarious. Whatever happened to freedom of speech? Whatever happened to being open-minded? Clearly, no one wants that. So that's my 2 cents on that particular part. As far as anything else, I will start to basically just look into certain things, and this particular channel is to uncover the truth, really. So if you're a truth seeker, then stick by this, and if you like, you can like this video, you can subscribe, you can share, you can do what you like, and yes, if you do that, I appreciate it. But as well, if you don't agree, that's fine as well. And what I would really like to know is, what are your thoughts? Add them in the comment section. Okay, that's it from me. Have a good day. Peace out. Salam.